I got taken behind the woodshed last night. Y'all know me. I always call a spade here on the gym session, man. It was not a fun night. It was the worst night of this season, worst day of the year. I apologize, man. I have to be better. I understand that, and I will be better. Short, sweet, simple. Last day of the year, though, ladies and gentlemen. Last one of 2024. Shout out 2024. It definitely started off as one of the best years of my life. I will say these last 2 months, really the end of November and the start of December and this month, man, whew, is all I can really say, man. It's been a rough one. I'm here, trying to see my way through it. I'm trying to keep pushing, man, like my GOAT, like my mentor would want me to do. Let's close the year off on the right foot, ladies and gentlemen, man. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Last one of the year. Last one of 2024, man. Let's kick the crap out of the books today. No graphics today. Last rapid fire jam session of the season. Tomorrow I should be back with the graphics and the props and all the things of that nature. So be on the lookout for that. But today, I know we got smoked yesterday. Got taken behind the woodshed. But today's a new day. Today's a new card. And it's the last one in 2024, man. Let's close it out on the right foot. First game on the board. We got the Toronto Raptors getting 16.5 points in Boston. I'm going to lean towards the Raptors getting the points in this one. Not a game I'm totally in love with. The Celtics are head and shoulders a better basketball team. The Raptors are banged up with injuries and illnesses in this game. But Boston has been a terrible, sizable favorite this season. The Raptors have been one of the best underdogs this season. I don't want to lay basically 20 points on the Raptors, is all I'm saying, especially with the team that's been as bad as the Celtics have been when it comes to laying points. Small lean on Toronto, not a game I'm all that in love with. We got the Pacers, 1.5-point home dogs with the Milwaukee Bucks rolling in. Milwaukee overrated, overvalued. I'm on the Pacers plus the 1.5 in this one. For me, it just comes down to a couple things. A, when did Milwaukee become better than the Pacers? When did that happen? I wasn't there. I guess I missed that memo. As far as I'm concerned, Indiana is still the better basketball team. Indiana won the meaningful meetings last season. I was at one of them in Las Vegas for the in-season tournament game. Indiana was the team that was in the Eastern Conference Finals, not Milwaukee. I know Milwaukee won the game earlier this season, but that just sets up a revenge game at home at the crib for the Pacers. Pacers should have been the favorite in this game. Pacers have played much improved basketball over the last month. We just seen them go into Boston in the quick revenge spot and win that game outright. Milwaukee has been dealing with some injuries, some illnesses, and I don't know if they're just 100% and ready to come in here and win this game. They damn sure should not be favorites. Give me Indiana plus the 1.5. I'm taking the better basketball team. That's all I'm doing in that one. At home, where they play their best basketball. Indiana has won 60% of their games at home, dating back to last season. Let's keep it rolling. We got the Spurs laying 4.5 points on the Clippers. I'm going to lean towards San Antonio in this game. Bounce back game at home that also happens to be a revenge game is the angle here for San Antonio. I don't like the spot for the Clippers on a back end of a back-to-back with travel. They didn't look all that great yesterday to me in New Orleans. Barely were able to scrape by them boys. Wouldn't be surprised if the Spurs beat up on the Clippers in this spot today. Watch out for Lob City 2.0, and that's San Antonio, man. Chris Paul ain't had this much fun since Blake Griffin. Give me the Spurs laying the points in that one. We keep it rolling. We head to Oklahoma City, where the Thunder Buddies are laying 6.5 points on the T-Wolves. Y'all know Minnesota's the house of disappointment. Oklahoma City's my favorite money-making team. No need to overcomplicate this one. I think the line tells us everything we need to know. The Thunder are sizable favorites in this game for good reason. I think over the offseason and this season, the gap between these two teams has widened. I know the Thunder have a couple injuries in this spot. I don't think it really matters. The Thunder ball out and cover point spreads all the time at home. Minnesota has been playing better basketball recently, but I think this is just a game they're playing a team that's head and shoulders better than them. I think Oklahoma City took a step forward this season. I think Minnesota took a step back. I'm on the Thunder Buddies. I think the line tells us everything we need to know. I'm on Memphis getting the points against San Antonio. Against Phoenix. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm always confusing Phoenix for somebody else. I do that a lot. But I'm on the Grizzlies plus the points against Phoenix. I don't trust Phoenix laying points. Ultimately, is what it boils down to. Last couple seasons, Phoenix is one of the absolute worst cover teams in all of the NBA. One of the worst ATS teams in the NBA. They're not a money-making team. They have some really attractive players over there, household names, that tends to have them overrated and overvalued in a lot of spots. I know the Grizzlies don't play their best basketball on the road. I'm also aware that the Grizzlies are severely banged up coming into this one, missing, a good amount of guys. But that still, in my mind, in my opinion, doesn't mean lay points with Phoenix. Phoenix is getting healthy. Devin Booker may be back for this one, but even then, that doesn't mean lay points with the Suns. I'm leaning towards Memphis, who has been a money-making machine thus far this season. I'm going to grab the points in my back pocket with the Memphis Grizzlies, but I ain't going to lie. They are starting to show some signs and tendencies from a season ago where they were just so far banged up they had to bring up a lot of G League players, and we started calling them the Memphis Hustle. Keep an eye out on the Memphis Hustle, man. Keep an eye out on them. They might show up soon. We're still going to call them the Grizzlies. We're going to lean towards them tonight because Phoenix laying points, you're asking to get your money took. Last and final game of the night, we got the Los Angeles Lake Show Lakers getting 4.5 points at home, at the crib, with the Cleveland Cavs rolling in. The Cavs been balling, man. I keep saying unless I have a clear and concise reason to fade them, I'm not interested in doing so. I tried to fade them last night. My top play was Golden State. I thought the Warriors would show up, give them boys some bump. Of course, hindsight 2020, they did not. The Cavs went in there, busted them up. The Cavs busted up Denver in Denver. The game before that. Can Cleveland continue to get up on this road trip, though? Or will they have a hiccup game? Is what I'm asking myself. I thought the last two games might have been the hiccup spot. They were not. Tonight's the night, though. If there's somebody who's going to end this shit for Cleveland, it's the guy that started it for Cleveland. You feel me? The guy that just turned 40 yesterday, the GOAT. The greatest player to ever touch a basketball. I think LeBron and the Los Angeles Lake Show Lakers give the Cavs some bump tonight. I don't like the spot for Cleveland on the back end of a back-to-back with travel. I know they've played well. I know they're a young team. But the Lakers have played well recently, too. And I like what I'm seeing from Los Angeles. I think they probably closed their year off on the right foot. I want to attack plus money with Los Angeles, and I also want the points in my back pocket. Here are our last and final. Not only game of the night, but game of the year, man. I appreciate each and every one of y'all that continue to tune in and watch this video. I know we got smoked last night, man. The worst day of the season. I apologize about that one last and final time. Bounce back day, man. If you're an OG here on the Jam Session, you know once we go cold, as soon as the cold streak is over, and I mean as soon as it's over, we usually have an absolute heater on the back end of that, man. I ain't lying. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm just telling y'all my tendencies. I'm telling y'all how I usually rock. When I go cold, I usually get extremely hot right after. I get hotter than fish grease. They'll tell you in the comments, man. They'll tell you. So hopefully we got one of them runs on the horizon, man. I appreciate y'all more than y'all know. Hopefully we started tonight. It's been your guy, Jay Briggs, man. You can scoop up my NBA player of the day. You can hop on something long term. I'll see y'all next year, man. I'm out of here. Peace.